Okay, good morning, guys. I hope all is well here. I am Brenda Hillard, and I come to you live every Saturday morning with Coffee and Create. Today is episode number 385. That's a lot of Saturdays and a lot of coffee, right? So, speaking of coffee, I think I left mine upstairs. Shoot. Anyway, we're going to get started. I have a card for you today that I really love, but I'll tell you, little bit of a struggle bus this week to get a decent card designed, and I think you've all been there. So, yeah, here it is. And I really do love it. I just don't know that it's quite exactly like I want it. Do you ever have that? And you set it aside and you look at it and you look at it, and then finally something pops and it's like, yeah, that's what I want. So, anyway, I can see, good morning, Joyce. Joyce, don't you wish we were in Las Vegas? Really? Really, really, really. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to be using one of the new papers that's coming in the new catalog, the September through December mini catalog, and that goes live on September 6th. So just what is that? Maybe not even, just a little over a week. I wish I was in Brainerd. I wish you were in Brainerd too. Yeah, so anyway, is what I was getting at is the paper that I'm going to be using today is new from the catalog called the Garden Walk. I'm not really good with all the new names yet. Good morning, Ginger. Welcome. Anyway, I have a paper share going on, so if you are thinking about signing up for a paper share, I would love to be that person. I give you a quarter pack of all the papers, so it's really a great deal to get a good peek in real life or hands-on. They're usable samples. They all come individually packaged in, the bundle from the papers, and it's labeled with the order number and the coordinating colors. So it makes it easy for you to reorder should you decide. You can go out to createwithbrenda.com and just check out my paper share there. I'm taking reservations right now, and I will start invoicing next week. All right. I'm going to flip down. We're going to get started on this little project. All right. Oops. Why is my camera? Oh, I see why. Things must be plugged in. Let's see what happens now. We'll try one more time. Workstation, come on, please. Let's see if it kicks in or not. I've got it on. Power's on. Oh, shoot, you guys. Ding, ding, ding. Great. I'm just going to go back up. I'm going to do my webcam off, webcam on. Try this one. Off. On. Settings. Oh, I'm shaking. I'm so nervous. Okay, I'm going to do this and this. And look at that. Ha ha! Yay, we got it. It looks a little bit dull, like I don't have good lighting. It's really cloudy here today. Not really sure what's going on with the weather. I haven't looked closely, but anyway, so here's the mini catalog. If you are one of my customers, you should have gotten that in the mail by now. If you are not one of my customers, please reach out to me. I will have a link on my YouTube channel that you can request a catalog, or you can go out to my website at createwithbrenda.com and request your catalog there too. All right, let's see what we've got going on here. I want to make sure everything's live, you can see everything, and I believe we are working. So let's see what we've got. Oh, it is. Yay. And it's not as dark as I think. Okay. All right. So I cannot show you the inside of the catalog, but I can show you the outside of the catalog. So there it is. And I'm going to show you this beautiful paper. It's called Garden Walk. It's a 6x6 pack. You get 6 each of 8 designs. So the way I have these clipped together, it's front and back. Aren't they gorgeous? Front and back, front and back. I'm not going to keep saying front and back. This is the paper that I chose to use for today's card. And then the last one. Gorgeous. I absolutely love this paper. When I first looked at it, it was like, ew. And the more I use this wild wheat paper, the more I just absolutely have fallen in love with it. So let's get started with today's projects. I used one of my recipe box cards. So let me show you that. I grabbed this out of my recipe box. It's got my measurements on there. So this was my inspiration. All right. And then I, like I said, chose to use, see, this is front and back. And then I wanted a little bit more of the wild wheat in there. And all I did, and I'm going to do it now too, is I'm just going to cut. I don't want this little trimmer. It's never wide enough for what I want to do. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut like a 1/4 inch strip, and I want them to go this way. I like the lines going horizontal. So I'll cut a 1/4 inch. I'll cut a 1/2 inch. I'll cut 3/4 inch. And no certain number of these. I guess just for however many you're going to make. I have the same thing. I have a 1/2 inch piece. Let me grab this from underneath. So I have, I'll do a 1/4. I'll do another 1/4. Because I'm using both sides of this one, so I'll just do 2 pieces so I have them. I'll do a 1/2 inch, another 1/2 inch, and then I'll do a 3/4, and that's probably good. Then I want to bring in just some of my plain, let's see if this is wide enough. Ooh, just barely. Well, I'll go like this. I have this scrap, and I think this will be wide enough. Let's see. Oh, wow. Isn't it fun watching me cut all these pieces of paper? No. All right, I'm going to do a 1/4 inch. This is the wild wheat. This is one of the new in colors. I'm going to do a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to do 3/4. Okay. I think I'm good. So let's then bring in this piece of basic white that measures 2 3/4 by 4 1/2. I'll put all the measurements on my website. So if you don't want to write them down now, or you're driving and you aren't able to, just hold on, hold on. I'm going to bring out my silicone mat. I want just a scrap piece, and maybe I don't have, maybe I've used all my scrap pieces. I think I have. So what I want is just one of our adhesive sheets. They're big, 6 by 12. So this is actually bigger than I need, but that's okay. Is what I'm going to do. I just want to peel back. These are double-sided sticky. So I just want to peel back a couple of strips here. And I'm going to lay this down right on there, like so. I'll put these back down. And I just need to peel up this third strip here too. Lay that down. Good. All right, bring my trimmer back in. Good morning, Debbie. And I think I see Janine too, maybe. All right. Yeah, I've been watching all the fun on the Demonstrator Planning Place and different people I follow on Facebook, all the fun they're having in Las Vegas. And it's just like, wah, wah, I feel so left out, but next time maybe, who knows. All right. So I am going to now peel off this backing. Maybe. No, I am. You just have to get a hold of the backing. Now that's super sticky. So I'm going to put that right down on my silicone mat. And let's bring in these strips, okay? So I'm going to start. Let's start with a nice piece of stripe. I'm just going to set that down on here. And then I'm going to take a thin piece of floral, but I'm going to leave a little gap between these two pieces, okay? Just like that. Let's take a wide piece of the Calypso Coral DSP, and we'll butt that right up against. I'm going to take a plain piece of Wild Wheat, and again, I'm leaving a gap. And these are all random widths, remember? So when you leave your gap, you don't have to worry about having perfect spacing. All right, there's another. I'm going to leave a gap. Here's another. I'm going to leave a gap there. Gap meaning I'm not butting it up to the next piece. And then I'm going to do a thin stripe, butting those together. And then I'll put just a little bit more of the flower down here, and I'm going to leave a gap. Okay? So now we've got this. And it's like, what the heck, right? Oh, yeah. Good morning, Janine. You are there. All right. Let us bring in this can of gilded leafing. This stuff is so cool, but it's so messy and it's very flyaway. I don't think this is as messy as glitter though. And I just put it in one of our old card tins. And then I'm going to hold it by the extra. And I've got a blending brush, a makeup brush in my can. I had this before we actually sold blending brushes. And is what I'm doing, as you can see, is picking up that powder or the leafing, and I'm just rubbing it on to those little gaps that I left on my paper. All right. I see one little spot that I missed, and maybe there isn't any sticky right there. I think that is the problem. I probably got my finger in there and lifted off the sticky, but I can do this. I'm just going to take my Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to add a little bit of sticky right there. And Let's see if we got it. Yeah. Not perfect, but it will do. Okay. So I'm going to put the lid on this before I have that flying all about my stamping room. And let's bring our trimmer back in. Isn't this pretty? I don't know if you can really see it very well, but can you see the shine of the gold between the papers? I love it. Okay, this measured 2 3/4, so I'm just going to line it up, cut it at 2 3/4. Save your strips because it might work for another card if they were long enough. All right, so there we have, we've created our background paper. What do you think? All right, so like I said in my opening statement, I was really on the struggle bus a little bit this week to get this to look like I wanted. So I cut out a couple of different things, and I'll show you what I've got. So I was trying to decide if this should go on this or should this go on this. I know, right? So I'll show you a couple of things that I was working with, and I'm not sure. I'm going to cut this down, I believe, just a little bit. Let me check. This is supposed to be 4.5 by 2 3/4, and I'm thinking it's a little long, but let's see. 4.5. Yep, it is a little bit long. All right, so now when I bring these in, we can put this on the wild wheat or this on the Calypso coral. Kind of like that. All right, so what I'm going to do is take a piece of, nope, I want a piece of wild wheat. That looks pretty good there. And then is what we have, and I'll show you my prototype, but then I'm going to show you what I've got going on here. So now that I've decided to do the wild wheat in my crossways instead of designer series paper, I just think that this focal spot is really, really good on there, right? Well, in this suite of products, there is the Calypso Coral, and it is called the Braided Linen Trim. This is very similar. We had, what color did we have? Was it red or was it natural? I don't remember. A few catalogs ago, but this Calypso Coral color is really, really pretty. And I love it with the wild wheat, which I was inspired by my DSP. So I'm just going to tie a little bit there. And that's what I'm going to put across my card. And then this, I'm going to put down on, oh, I see why it was too long. I forgot to trim off my extra designer series paper, but now I've cut away my backing. So I'm just going to leave it like this. Sometimes, right? What are we saying out there, girls? What are we saying? We're saying nothing. Okay, so now I'm going to put this down on my card. Across like this. And now I want to pop this up. So I'm going to bring in some dimensionals. Hey, I forgot to mention too, all of the all-inclusive, that doesn't sound right. The all-inclusive kits from Stampin' Up! Are 30% off until the end of this month. So get out there and check it out. Some of them are currently unavailable already, but check it out. All right, I'm going to put this right across like so. And then this is where I got on the struggle bus, you guys. And maybe you can help me through this. So then I was looking for a sentiment, and I thought the perfect sentiment for this should be maybe like a round punch or a circle die. What do you think? I am thinking I need to go with a circle punch. And, or should I try? You know what else might be a good little choice here? Let's try this. You know, we've got the pine bough or the bough punch, and we have that beautiful set of layering leaves. This was Rachel Tessman's $1 million sales stamp set that she helped design, and the sentiments in here are really, really pretty. So what if I just did a thinking of you? Or best wishes. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to do the thinking of you. Why not, right? Okay. So, because I have the white card base, I think I'm going to use my white, basic white circle punch. And let's make sure that this all fits like I think it's going to. All right. And grab my, I think the Wild Wheat ink on, let me get a good scrap here of basic white. Too small. Let's go here. And a block. Oh, I don't feel like I'm very organized there. All right, let's bring in the block. Pick up our stamp. We're a photopolymer stamp here, so that means we are going to want our piercing mat, which I had it here just a moment ago, but I don't know. All right, we'll use our silicone mat. How about? Ink it up. Stamp it. And then we'll see which one of these it fits best in. It feels kind of big. That feels kind of small. Let's go with the bigger. All right. So there we have it. And so I'm thinking if I put that on like so, and then I want to see what we have for coordinating embellishments. So I know that the gold dots will work well. And those would be from the Festive Pearls. Otherwise, the new, ooh, these would work well. These are the Blooming Pearls. And I think now that I say that, I think that is part of that suite of products. I didn't order the entire suite, but isn't it pretty? All right, let's see what that does. Open it up. All right. We've got some gold. I don't know. I don't know if I should really bring in more color, but look at these. This green kind of picks up the green in the leaves back there. I really kind of like that. But I don't have green on there, so I'm not certain about that one. Let's go with the gold. That was my first, and it'll help pull out the gold, the gilded leafing. Yeah, I think this is the right choice. What do you think? Need to get gilded leafing, right? Sure, not sure I like the wild wheat yet. I know, Ginger. It took me a while to kind of fall in love with the color. I know that you're saying more color. I'm not sure that we're getting the full effect on the camera because there is really a lot of shiny on this. So anyway, now I'm going to glue this down flat with my Stamp and Seal adhesive. And I'm just going to put this right over. Whoops, let's get it straight though. There. What do you think? I love this background, the papers. It's really fun to do, and that gilded leafing is really fun to work with. Boy, do I have a mess here, huh? But like I said, I really was on the struggle bus trying to get, I'll show you another one I did that I somehow have to figure it out because I think it's kind of cool looking, but I haven't gotten it completely figured out yet. Look at this. So is what I did is I die cut a circle out of there, which then added a lot of white, which I wasn't sure about. Ginger says more color. Yeah, I know. Anyway, then I used the gold cording. This is the Simply Elegant trim. Comes in gold and silver. It's in the part of the online exclusives. So then there was that, but then it was like, well, now what do I do with the sentiment? Because you can't very well, you can't very well go across with a sentiment, through the middle. And then it was like, should I try to curve a photopolymer to fit in there? I don't know. I looked at it, liked it, but wasn't sure. So that one got put to the side. And then it was like, let's skip the die cutting and just do a circle punch. So that is my final card for today. And I hope you have enjoyed episode 385 of Coffee and Create with Brenda. I am going to sign off. I hope you have a great weekend. And I am hosting Paper Pumpkin on the porch today from 10:30 to noon. So I need to buzz out of here and get that set up. All right. Till next time. Bye for now.